And I'm also giving thanks to the Hunab, the one and only giver of movement and measure, the great central sun and black hole at the epicenter of the omniverse, the maker and modeler of all things physical and all things non-physical, heart of earth, heart of sky, heart of humanity, Hunab. I am here to do your work, and I thank you for your continued energetic blessings and support. Greetings, dear soul. It is I, Crispy, Lak'esh, Alakin, which means I am another you. You are another me. We are one. One holy hologram of the Hunab. We are all the Hunab, which is God-sciousness, for lack of a better word, prime creator, source, the all that is. And today I'm here to talk about 2012 in a way, in a big way, and talk about 2025 and 2026 and beyond. Now, people have been talking about 2012 for a long time, before 2012 and since then. Coming up on the December 21st date, which I no longer call winter solstice because it's also summer solstice, it's just solstice. So December solstice, we could call it. 2012, we're now approaching the 13-year mark of that, coming up very soon, 13 days from today actually. And a lot of people talk about 2012 like it was this big thing, and they don't even know anything about the Mayan calendar, or they know a little bit and, oh yeah, no, gee, nothing happened. Well, first of all, they're completely wrong about that. A lot has happened since 2012 that is part of the process we're in. So first I'm going to explain a little bit about the Mayan calendar, and then I will talk about the social unfoldings that have happened since 2012. And then I'll explain how the Mayan calendar interfaces with our Gregorian calendar, which is just one version of timekeeping. And then give you a message or two, a little nugget to take into the future. So first of all, what is the Mayan calendar? Well, it's often seen like this. It's 260 days. This is day 1, this little dot, and 2, 3, day 4, day 5, down to day 13, and then it starts on 1 again and goes down to 7. That's a bar. The bar is 5, 7. Up here we've got 8, down to 13, and it keeps rolling, and then the 20th time it completes that 13-day, which I call a pulse wave, is 260 days. And this pattern here, we're not quite sure what that is. And in fact, the very first time that pattern was produced, as far as we know, was in the second book by this man, Tony Shearer, who was a Native American who went down to Oaxaca in the 60s. And this is his first book. And in there he printed the very first version of the rectangular Tzolk'in. And in his second book, he printed this pattern, which later became very famous. We don't really know what that pattern is. There's no Mayan record of it, and we do know that the hell-bent for leather Spaniards burned so many books. Maybe it was in there. We don't know. So we can't say what exactly these days represent, but when we see the pattern, the larger pattern of the Tzolk'in, it's called the Tzolk'in in some places, the Yucatan. In Guatemala, they call it the Cholquish. Same thing, Tzolk'in, Cholquish. It means the count of days. So 13 and 20 is interesting. Now, briefly, I'll show you another way to see it. There's the 20 glyphs, and the 13 tones just keep rolling around inside it. But it's not stationary, it's like a spiral, okay? And then also, the 13 days can be seen like this. So, very simply, at the most basic pattern, it's 13 days. 7 is in the middle. when you look at these, there are also 13 columns, and 7 is the middle column. So the word for the translation of Ooq is reflecting, and that's because it reflects 6 on either side. And one of the very cool things about the Mayan calendar is that it actually does represent DNA. And that's where this pattern comes in, as you can see. And why does it represent DNA? Well, it's very simple and easy to understand that all humans, barring accident or injury or anomaly, have 20 fingers and toes. Now, we also all have 13 major joints of articulation, and this is something we don't even think about. But here we have ankle, knee, hip, wrist, elbow, shoulder, neck, the 7th, and then 6 more. And it's interesting too that you've got ankle, knee, hip, wrist, elbow, shoulder representing as above, so below, in a way. And then the central column, which is your spinal column, is actually open. And that's what this represents in a way. Your spinal column is open. So your hands can go like this or like this. And it's also quite interesting to me that for eating food, food goes in and then comes out. So it's not just your spinal cord that's open. Of course, our digestive tract makes quite a few little curves in there, but it's actually a hollow tube when you think about it. So 13 and 20 make 260. And this amount of time, 260 days, is the average number of days it takes to make a baby. So it's a very good chance that your Mayan birthday was the day you were conceived on, or sometime very close to that. Now, it just so happens that today is my Mayan birthday, and I am called Tone 7 of the Eagle Glyph, so reflecting eagle. And here's a few other people who share my Mayan birthday. Very interesting collection of individuals. So that's the Mayan calendar in brief. It can be seen in a rectangular form. It can be seen in a pyramid form and a circular form. So it's already operating on multi-dimensional levels. I had the vision one day of how to include the chakras, so that's what I teach my clients. But before that, I had a very powerful experience one day of myself. I literally felt my right hand being gripped tightly and my left hand being caressed, and my thoughts were going back to what I now call the past wisdom guide, and my head was tilted to my future vision guide. This happened during a meditation one day, as I say, and it was so powerful it completely changed my life. That's the birth of Mayan embodiment, where these teachings became a central part of who I am. Now, perhaps it's partly because my natural place is here, and I'm an eagle, so I'm looking and seeing and perceiving. Part of the eagle's message is to bring in from above and transmit to the people below. That's part of what eagles do. Now, back to the 2012 December solstice. That date was not the end of the world as the mass hysteria media and Hollywood and a bunch of other doomsday prophets were telling us it was. Not by any means. The Maya said it was the end of a 5,125-year cycle, which is called the long count. And it was just an opening, not just an opening. It was also the completion of the almost 26,000 year long precession of the equinoxes. One long count is 5,125. 5 long counts is the precession of the equinoxes, which the Maya call the Pleiadian cycle. Because the Maya say in their sacred myth, as interpreted by many people, that they were visited by Pleiadians. Perhaps 5,000 years ago. We don't know the actual date, but maybe it was around the time of the long count beginning, which is 3114 BCE, before the Common Era, sometime in August 11th. So, what the Maya are saying is their whole worldview is Pleiadian, and that includes the multidimensional divine Mayan Zolkin calendar. They also believe that all humans are sacred, holy, and divine. And so do I. All of us. Every single one of us. Wow. So, December 21st, 2012 was all about opening to this new perspective that we are not alone in the universe, and this idea has been filtered down over the ages. Many cultures have said that they have roots, or at least were visited by people from the stars. And now what's happened after 2012 is, in general, the population is open to that. So that was a major, big change in our lives. Now, the cool thing about celebrating your Mayan birthday is that it's every 260 days, which means every 9 months, which means every human gestation period. So to celebrate your Mayan birthday is to reconnect with that birthing process. Every Mayan birthday was another gestation period. It's really quite remarkable. And it also connects you with human DNA. And going back to the long count, the fascinating thing is that the long count was 7,200 of these to the day. Okay? So it's not just some length of time. It is precisely 7,200 of these. And more fascinating, the precession of the equinoxes, which the Maya call the Pleiadian cycle, was 36,000 of these precisely. Here's a little chart I can leave for you. I'll let you screenshot it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So, for more information about the Pleiadian link to the Maya, please watch this video that I prepared for Portal to Ascension, one of their online conferences. And Neil Gar was gracious enough to allow me to put this online for you for free. So, now let's take a little look at the social unfoldments that have happened since 2012. On a global scale, the period from 2012 to 2025 holds the signature of a massive shadow ego purge. Structures we trusted, religious, political, economic, technological, have cracked open, not to destroy us, but to reveal what always lay underneath: corruption, manipulation, and the brittle scaffolding of false authority. For example, the Catholic Church's global investigations accelerated dramatically after 2012, uncovering hundreds of years of hidden abuse. Even Buddhist, yoga, and New Age communities also went through major reckonings. Shambhala Rinpoche, sex scandal. The Bikram Chaudhry, sex scandal. Then we had Bentino Massaro implosion, and the Guru Jagat implosion as well. Spiritual bypassing and guru worship were publicly interrogated like never before, indicating a much higher degree of and demand for discernment. But what lay underneath that is the hunger for spiritual growth, which I think has increased dramatically since 2012. Politically, we had Brexit, Trump, Putin, the rise of the far-right nationalism in Europe, and unprecedented polarization in the US and South America. Populations projected vast amounts of unprocessed fear, rage, and tribal identity into the political arenas, and the leaders doubled down on reflecting it back to them. Putin's prominence in this era reflects the collective shadow surfacing globally, the part of humanity still clinging to domination, fear, and the illusion that force can stop a world already transforming. Financially, the 2008 recession's aftershocks carried well into 2012. And as you probably know, Bitcoin was created in 2009, partly in response to the global financial crisis. But it didn't really erupt into public consciousness until after 2012, framing itself as a pathway out of the collapsing trust in traditional finance. Yet, from the very start, its value of each Bitcoin was still pegged to the fiat currencies it claimed to transcend. That should be your first red flag. In 2013 and 14, the illusion of being beyond money cracked wide open with the Mt. Gox collapse, where 850,000 Bitcoin vanished and proved that crypto wasn't a parallel universe, but the same financial system with a new code, but same old human shadows. In 2015 and 16, Ethereum expanded the vision with smart contracts, while the $60 million DOA hack exposed that innovation doesn't outrun vulnerability. Then 2017 and 18 brought the ICO mania and its aftermath, where over 80% of projects mysteriously evaporated, along with all the people's actual money they invested, revealing a collective hunger for reinvention mixed with the same greed that has haunted every gold rush throughout history. 2020 and 21 saw crypto inflate to nearly $3 trillion, becoming a global spectacle of hope, speculation, and escapism, all still denominated in fiat currency, because even as crypto tried to break free of money, it never escaped the gravitational pull of what value means all over the world. The reckoning may have come in 2022 when Terra Luna erased another 60 billion. Celsius froze billions more, and the FTX fraud carved an $8 to $10 billion crater into the fake financial ecosystem, forcing the world to confront the truth that decentralization cannot bypass human shadow, ego, psychology. And yet, through 2023 to this year, crypto continues resurrecting itself, proving that people still long for a financial system not owned by governments, even if every attempt reveals the same old unresolved egotistical paradox. In the end, the post-2012 crypto era becomes a mirror for humanity, a global effort to free ourselves from the tyranny of international banking and governments, while continually discovering that we brought the idea of money with us into every new world we tried to build. So yes, crypto still lives, and Bitcoin still anchors that ecosystem. But many governments and those large banks have started their own systems and bought huge chunks of Bitcoin. The mythology of crypto has slightly matured. It can liberate people financially and definitely can still cause bankruptcy. It can be exploited by bad actors. It could transform the global financial system, but it can blow up spectacularly if greed outruns wisdom. To my mind, crypto isn't a step forward in the evolutionary sense. It's a lateral mutation inside the existing paradigm of value, trust, and exchange. Crypto doesn't transcend money at all. It's like a electronic techno remix of money that you still have to pay for with money. Duh. It's not the way forward. It's the way sideways. And sure, that can pretend to bypass money, but you have to use money to get... I think you understand that now, yes? In reality, what we're looking for was brought to us by Jacques Fresco and is called a resource-based economy, where there's no money being exchanged. We already have enough everything. Abundance exists on this planet. There is abundant everything for everyone to live happily ever after. Money and Bitcoin is lack. It is based on lack. It hooks into greed. You've got all these people trying to get more and more and more and fighting for their own. It's the exact opposite of what it could represent, which is a resource-based economy. Now, Jacques created that idea for us, but he didn't lay out the plans how to get there. What I think has to happen is globally there needs to be one type of currency, because money is actually an illusion. There is no such thing as money. We created it, and each country, or most countries, have their own version, and crypto is going to be the exact same. So in order to bypass all of that, we need one type of currency, so that no bank owns more than other, no countries, there's no exchange rates whatsoever, okay? Then we need to dismantle the corporation as entity idea. That's a complete illusion. We also need to make sure that every corporation is not polluting the atmosphere whatsoever. So there's many changes that need to happen, and I think they are coming our way in the near future. But let's get back to our near past retrospective and the financial fallouts that were happening and are still happening. By 2020 and the pandemic, we saw the cracking open of long ignored instability, inflation spikes, supply chain collapse, global unemployment, and skyrocketing wealth inequality, much worse than ever before. Countless millions or even billions of people faced their own dark nights of the shadow ego during COVID-19. Families, governments, medical systems, and spiritual communities all faced their unresolved wounds, or didn't face them, but many people healed them. On the good side, therapy went mainstream, even advertised on YouTube. Trauma and healing entered the cultural vocabulary to a much higher degree. Boundaries became a spiritual practice. Meditation apps replaced church confessionals, and psychedelic research re-emerged from the underworld, ironically, largely because of the reptilian war regime creating millions of traumatized soldiers. The very idea of awakening and ayahuasca became average dinner table conversations. And they found a spiritual marketplace exploding with yoga, breathwork, plant medicines, somatic healings, men's work, women's circles, shadow work, and thousands of other pathways to healing. People began to talk about energy, intuition, inner child healing, the masculine and feminine balance, not as esoteric ideas, but as language for survival. Now I need to point out to you, dear soul, that it is through the divine Mayan Tzolk'in calendar and through no other system existing on Earth that you can find out your precise divine masculine guide and your precise divine feminine guide, brought to you by the mind of the Pleiadians, who have been called a very ambisextrous race, I think you might know. So the cool thing is, every single human being has a slightly different, at least on this perspective, 1 out of 260 people, every birthday has a slightly different divine masculine and divine feminine guide. Please just go to my website and put in your birthday, and it will show you so very much. And then please allow me to do your full reading for you, and I will tell you so very much more. Technology also joined the spiritual awakening after 2012. Social media brought fragmentation, projection, narcissism, and unprocessed trauma into full visibility, but it also connected teachers to seekers, gave voice to the previously unheard, and accelerated a kind of global group therapy. AI showed up at the tail end of this 13-year cycle, not as a threat, but as a mirror, a planetary obsidian mirror, reflecting our consciousness back to us and asking us how we want to create, how we want to communicate. Interestingly, ChatGPT was born on what many Maya feel is the first day of the celebratory divine Mayan Cholquish on 8 Monkey, Harmonizing Monkey, November 30th, 2022. And beneath it all, quietly, almost secretly, countless individuals have been remembering the ancient pulse of Mother Earth, Goddess Sophia Gaia, and all the indigenous teachings. Ceremony returned. We are now reclaiming ritual more than ever. The Pleiadian codes in the Divine Mayan Ooq calendar have been reawakened for thousands, that their home is actually out there in the stars. The whole Starseed and Lightworkers and Wayshowers phenomenon greatly increased after 2012. Interestingly, did you know it began in 1972? The very first book, called Starseed, brought to you by Timothy Leary. Yes, it's true. Did you know, by the way, that the Maya are called a mycophilic, meaning mushroom-loving culture? They used to get high all the time. I really think this whole deal here is very psychedelic. Really, honestly. It is multi-dimensional and it is psychedelic. The word psychedelic, psyche, used to mean mind, but it really actually means the soul. And Delia is like revealing, so soul revealing. You can take into your little trips, as it were. All right. We certainly can't talk about the last 13 years without acknowledging the eruption of the disclosure movement. Before 2012, extraterrestrials were the domain of sci-fi shows, conspiracy theorists, and a few renegade mystics. But something major shifted in 2012. The collective psyche cracked open just enough for the possibility of cosmic kinship to enter mainstream conversation. The stigma softened. The laughter faded. Governments released footage they once denied even existed. High-ranking military personnel started speaking openly about seeing extraterrestrial spaceships. Disclosure didn't come as a single announcement. It came as a slow, steady thaw, starting with Dr. Stephen Greer's Disclosure Conference in 2001. A drip feed of revelations aligned with the rising consciousness of a species beginning to sense that it is not alone in the universe. Heck, we're not even alone in our own tiny solar system. And right along with the physical disclosure movement came another wave. Extraterrestrial and extra-dimensional channeling. Before 2012, channeling lived on the fringes, tolerated but rarely embraced by general society. After 2012, it became a lighthouse, a beacon, a fact. Bashar, Abraham Hicks, Paul Selig, and countless Pleiadian channelers, among many, many others, suddenly heard their voices being broadcasted to millions and billions who recognized the frequency, not just the logic. What matters is that the messages carry a different vibration than anything else coming from traditional institutions. They speak about unity, non-duality, new timelines, parallel selves, parallel lifetimes, vibrational alignment, and a galactic family cheering us on as we stumble and fumble into our adolescence as a species. This growth happened in sync with a generation of people remembering that countless ancient cultures, including the Maya, always saw the cosmos as populated, intentional, and relational. Outer space is not a cold void, as we've been lied to by science and religion for hundreds and hundreds of years, but the stars are a collection of homes, many of whom are our ancestors. 13 years after 2012, the disclosure conversation is no longer fringe. It's inevitable. The question is shifting from, are we alone, to, when will they shake our hands? And then, right at the tail end of this 13-year wave, another new thing emerged, built on the past. The telepathy tapes, released by Kai Dickens in 2024, but including research from the last 30 or 40 years, the series went viral upon release And in December last year, it surpassed Joe Rogan as the #1 podcast in the world. This is unheard of, my friends. These themes, like I said, have been around for 20 or 30 or 50 years. ESP being studied by various governments. But something happened. Something's different now. People are open to a new level of truth that couldn't have happened before 2012. And even though the telepathy tapes came out 12 years later, it's still proof that we are opening to multidimensionality, to the power of the human mind, which is the divine mind, and to our connection with other entities. The telepathy tapes explores countless proven research studies on telepathy, savant abilities, psi research, remote viewing, and the edges of consciousness with a level of clarity and production value that simply wouldn't have been possible before 2012. The timing is perfect. 13 years into our collective awakening, we are finally mature enough to have this conversation without it being dismissed as woo-woo or fantasy. And the idea that the mind transcends the brain is now seriously, publicly, and repeatedly explored and repeated by people everywhere around the world who aren't afraid of ridicule, because this ridicule itself is now dissolving. Okay, so that's what's been going on, and now I'm going to show you how this interfaces with the 365.25. It's really quite simple, actually, so let's take a look. So here's the 20 days without the tones right now. And here was December 21st, 2012. All the dates I'm going to show you are for December 21st. It's called Khan, Ahau, which is Stabilizing Solar Chief. Don't you think that's a very cool name for the end of a 5,125-year cycle? Stabilizing Solar Chief. There's a message there, trust me. Now, it is tone 4, called Khan in the Yucatan. Ahau, Khan Ahau, Stabilizing Solar Chief. 1 year later, December 21st, is tone 5, the bar. 1 year later is tone 6. 1 year later is tone 7. And the way that the glyphs go, well, let me just take you back to my lovingly prepared slides. 2013. Oh, interesting. Called Empowering Serpent. 2014. Balancing Dog. 2015, Reflecting Eagle. So there you have 4, 5, 6, 7. Then we have a leap year. So the following December 21st is not 8. 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. And it doesn't fit that exact same pattern. It goes 1 day over and goes to 9. Patient Sunrise. 1 year later, Manifesting Reincarnation. 1 year later, Resolving Monkey. 1 year later, Understanding Wise One. And there's that pattern. So we've had 4, 5, 6, 7, skip 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then comes another leap year. So we skip 13 and the following is 1. Take another look. 2020, Initiating Breath. 1 year later, Pairing Deer. 1 year later, Activating Traveler. 1 year later, Stabilizing Gaia. And there's that pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, skipping 5. 1 year later, Balancing Dusk. And this year, 13 years after 2012, Reflecting Starseed. Isn't that a cool name for a day on a calendar? Reflecting Starseed. Wow, tell me more. Well, here's more about that day and the people who bring it to you as exemplars. Next year, harmonizing corn. And here's those people. One year later, completing the square, patient obsidian mirror knife. No matter what happens. 1 year later, skipping 10 and moving up another notch. 11 seed, resolving seed. We got this. Then 12 offering, understanding offering. And then transcending Jaguar Shaman, which happens to be Edgar Casey. I'm predicting a very high energy year in 2030. And then completing our 20-year cycle, initiating Rainstorm. So that's how the Divine Mayan Zolkin interfaces with our year. You can easily find that on my website. Or what I mean by that is your birthday. Your birthday follows this exact same pattern. It has to. That's the way it works. It's very easy for you to put in your birthday and just take a screenshot and do that over and over and then look at the same pattern evolving for yourself. Every single day on the calendar works like this. It's magnificent. Now a little wrap up. This whole 13-year pulse wave has been preparing us for what begins in 2026, the first full breath of the new era. If 2012 was the seed, 2026 is the sprout breaking the soil. If 2012 was the doorway, we're finally ready to take our first full step into the upper room, the new 5D Earth. The human psyche has been undergoing calibration, detox, and subtle refinement so that the next phase is not just individually transformative, but collectively creative. 2012 plus 13 is not a simple arithmetic equation. It's a prophecy cycle completing itself, a karmic inhale finishing, a shift from preparation to participation. The next breath of humanity begins after these 13 years of unraveling, remembering, and rerouting. The question is no longer, what is happening to us? But becomes, what are we ready to become? We are becoming galactic humans. We will one day very soon shake hands with our star brothers. As Bashar has said countless times, it will probably be with Pleiadians. So, what I need you to know is this. You, me, all of us are sacred, holy, and divine. No matter what anyone, anywhere has done, and no matter what anyone will do in the future, we are sacred, holy, and divine. And the Mayan mantra, in Lak'esh alakin, is intergalactic, multidimensional. I believe it came to us from the Pleiades, and it is psychedelic. It is soul revealing. It means we are one. And that includes reptilians, bad guys, everything you can possibly imagine. We are one. And if you are in resistance to that, you drop yourself down a frequency level or 2 or 3. Partly that can be thought of in terms of your chakras. The ego lives in the lower 3. This is terror down here. This is sexual perversion here. This is all of the ego battles here. It is only when we enter into the 4th chakra, that we feel love. And that's what in Lak'esh Alakim means. It's love. It's unconditional love. Now I need to give you another little gift that came to me from this and all of my studies, part of them being from here. And it is what I call the Divinity Trinity. And that is unconditional love, is unconditional forgiveness, is unconditional trust. And that third one means that everything that has ever happened and everything that will ever happen is sacred, holy, and divine. It's part of the plan. It had to happen. As you may know, I live in Hiroshima. Hiroshima, Nagasaki had to happen. The Gulf Wars had to happen. World War II, Auschwitz, all of it had to happen. It was crucial. It had to happen. So just take the steam off of everything that's happening now and don't worry about it. Just go, yes, I see. It's part of the growth of humanity. We are in the evolution of consciousness. That's what's happening. Maybe more than anything else. The Tzolk'in is part of that. And starseed awareness is part of that. The Tzolk'in is the starseed calendar, by the way, my friends. For you to start following the Tzolk'in every day is a way to be in this world but not of it. Am I right? Oh, yes, I am. So really, come on, join in. I've made a wonderful calendar for you. It's downloadable PDF, 300 DPI, $9.99. Enjoy. I've also made a book that will help you in transcending your own shadow ego. It's $3.69. You can get a reading from me, which will help in many other ways. So part of what we're doing here is reclaiming ritual. Rituals that matter, real rituals. That's very easily done by connecting with the solstice and equinox and the full moons. Celebrate them. Know the Mayan date on those days. Celebrate that. Bring that into your life. Raise your vibrations. 1 year ago, on the December solstice, I painted this. It actually took about 3 days. But this year, on December solstice, I will be releasing my book about Mayan embodiment. It's over 130,000 words. It's extremely long. Way longer, way more in depth than any of these other books or websites I've seen. I simply have to do it. It's the way I'm programmed. I am the Tone 7 eagle above the pyramid looking down at everything, and I have a message for you. Many of them, but they all feed into the same thing. Now, one other little ceremony I'd like to mention to you that I did. In 1999, I was in Mexico for the last 3 months. September, I was on Teotihuacan for the September equinox. And in December, I went to what you will know as the Temple of Inscriptions, where King Pakal, Kinish Hunab Pakal, was buried, wearing this mask. And on December 21st, 1999, I did a ceremony right there. And I set up my candles, and I prayed. And right after I finished, I was taken out by the guards. They don't allow that sort of thing there. Interestingly, I had snuck in behind. I was with my girlfriend and we were high on local magic mushrooms, and we snuck in that morning. We didn't go in the front gate. There's a little path you can walk up behind to get into Lak'esh, as the Maya called it, the place of great waters. It was later called Palenque by the Spanish. So the guards escorted us out, and we went through the front, and it was a life-size nativity scene. Joseph, Mary, Jesus, the three wise men. There was like goats and everything, lambs. It was, I've never seen anything like it. So just thought I'd bring that through for you and remind you that the Gregorian calendar is reptilian, and it wants you to pray to Julius Caesar and Augustus Caesar every year. And September, the 9th month, means 7. October, there's 4 and 4. October is the 10th. It's all crazy. So really, the Divine Mayan Zolkin will help you lift out of that reality like nothing else that I know of. So please join the galactivation, join the evolution that you cannot actually unjoin. So let's vibe high, my friends. This is so totally awesome. I'm so totally excited. I am so totally hopeful for humanity. We are going to the stars. In Lak'esh Alakin, Namaste.